the camera, and I'm going to switch back to the P15. Was the one that you were seeing at the beginning. Okay, so the P15, it's a all-in-one camera with speakers, with microphones embedded. It's something that you put on top of a TV, and then you USB attach to a computer, and basically it could be your secondary screen using this device at the office, which is what we see here, the private office. We mentioned private. It's here. Of course, you're gonna see you have a speaker, so everybody's gonna hear whatever you're doing. So it's a kind of a private space because it's a powerful speaker. It's a single speaker. It's a powerful speaker, and we also gonna see this in smaller conference room being called focus rooms. So the focus room, it's something that architects being enabling in the offices, where you have this space where you can concentrate, but it's a really small space, but there's a screen, and then there is a P15 on top, and then there's a USB cable, so you can come in with your laptop, plug in your P15, and then basically you can have your meeting. I know it shows Teams or Zoom here, but it doesn't matter what the platform is. It's certified for Zoom and Teams, but it works with any platform. Okay, so this is the private enhanced office. This P15, I'm going to show up later a little bit more, can find faces, because again, it could be a small group, 2-3 people. So it's going to focus, it's going to zoom into the participant, it's going to detect the faces and then take action and zoom into the participants and give you the best view of the room. And then the next one, it's the one I'm using right now, is the P21. The P21, it's all included. This is a display with speakers, with microphones, and with the camera embedded, and with also have a shutter, as you can see. This is something that we provide in all the video cameras. There is a privacy shutter always available somehow. The P21, it's designed, it could be a home office as well. But this is a high-end device. It's a low-cost device anyway, but it's a secondary displays with everything embedded, including illumination. So something that you have inside this inside this P21 is that you have lights on the sides. Right now I have a window in front of me, so I don't need it. But if you're working maybe late and the lights are not enough, something that comes with this P21 is that you get lights as well, so you can get your best view. It's a fixed camera. It's the same camera as a P5, so you're seeing the experience from a P5 perspective, but in this case, is already embedded inside the P21. A single USB cable that you connect to your laptop, and you have everything. Again, the display goes through that USB cable, the audio, the microphones and the speakers go through that, and then the camera as well. So it's basically power and a single cable to your computer. And it can also charge your phone. The base you can put your smartphone at the base, and it's a wireless charger for your phone. So it's a premium device for your private office or a small focus room. Everything we just saw here, it's managed through Poly Lens. So all of these devices, if you have an IT department and you sell this to the customer can go to lens.poly.com and enroll all their devices, and then they can see the headsets and the P21s and the P5, how they're doing with the software version. So you're going to see all these slides. We talk about Poly Lens because it's already included. It's free of charge for the customer. Go ahead, Diego.
Perfect. Excellent. So next we will see the on-the-go space, which is not the space. It's more of a place in wherever you are. So it doesn't matter if you are in a coffee shop, or you are in a park, or in a plaza, or whatever. You can just work, and you won't see effect of any of the environment on the call, right? So the perfect headset for this is the Voyager 5200 UC. So this will pair with your mobile phone, and there you will have whichever platform you need. No, you can have Google Meet, you can have Teams, which we are using right now. You can have Zoom, you can have GoToMeeting, you can have WebEx. Virtually whatever you want. You can also use it with own Android or Apple communication services. it's a Bluetooth headset with enhanced capability, so uh, noise canceling. Also, it has a wind smart technology, so when you are walking in the street and the wind starts like hitting the headset will cancel these sounds, these annoying like sounds that wind makes when it passes through the headset, right? So this is a perfect solution for on the go workers. They just put the headset on their ear, and it's pretty light, so you can have it all day and not even uh, worry about it. So excellent, and it's compatible with certified for Teams and for some also. Next, we will talk about we talked about a little in our past spaces, but we will talk about now the Sync family, the full Sync family, so you can see all of the advantages of the three different models, right? So first, we will see a pretty short video about all of this family, and then we will comment about all of the things that you will see here, right? Excellent. So this is the Sync family. Here are the three models, the three different models. First, the personal one, which you saw, it's pretty like lightweight, and you can, as you just saw, you can just pick it with one hand, and it's not a heavy device, and it's pretty useful. So it has all of the commodities that I just told you, but here we can have like a more detail, right? Well, first they are water and dust resistant, so if you spill something. Water, coffee, like a little, you can just be sure that the device will still work. And here we will talk about the microphone. So this thing that I talked about, that you can just walk around the room and your voice will be still heard at the same level. Well, this is thanks to this array of microphones that Poly has in these devices, from 3 to 6 microphones array, so you can be sure that you will be here like pretty clearly, right? So this is the main focus of these devices, and also the speaker. So it has pretty good quality, and it gets pretty loud also. So you can hear voices clearly, and also if you have some background music or whatever, you can just put it and you can enjoy it also, right? And battery life. The Sync 20 and the Sync 40 have a battery inside, which I think, Rada, correct me if I'm wrong, it's around 16 to 20 hours of battery life. So it's a lot. So you can just charge it one day and use it a full day, or maybe two if you are not a heavy user of calls, right? And also it doubles as a power bank, so you can just put your USB cable here and charge your mobile phone or even your headset if you are out of battery, right? Also, I haven't talked about the daisy chaining. Uh, Polysync 40 and 60, which are more intended for hybrid office and home use, and the Sync 60 is full for a stationary device in the meeting room. This can daisy chain up to two devices, so you can uh, make bigger of these characteristics in the meeting room. If you have a large meeting room, you can put two Sync 60s and just have all the room covered, right? Also, you can there's the normal SKUs, and there's the plus ones, which include the dongle that Rada just showed, which is the BT 600. So you can just plug the BT600 and the thing will connect automatically, right? Here's like a review of all the family, the personal one, the Polysync 40, which is like a hybrid one, and the Polysync 60, right, for the small to medium conference room. Also, these the three of the Sync family are certified for Microsoft Teams and Zoom, right?
Right. So just to summarize there, and I think it would be if you have the two of them, because I only have the Sync 20, and maybe just drop the presentation of a moment just to see. I can show you the size of the Sync 20. So this is the portable 20-hour battery life that you saw. It can also charge your smartphone. So it has a USB port on one of the sides. So batería alta. Okay. Teléfono uno conectado. So you can also charge your smartphone. I've done that a couple of times. It comes with a USB cable, which is in the it's in there's a cable management in the base of the unit, so you can just arrange your cable. This is a USB-A version. As Diego mentioned, there is a Poly Plus version, which comes with the dongle. BT600 is the old one. We are switching most of the units to the new one, which is the BT700. So they're going to start coming up with the new one soon. Okay.
Okay.
Do
And
you
about
have
the
it?
size?
There you go.
Yeah. So this is the Sync 20 and this is the Sync 40. So you can see the difference here. It's like 1.5 times bigger, I think. And also it has a little more like features, right? You can opt for a base with a charge. But you just put the Sync 40 in the table and it will be in charging. And also this one it comes with a USB Type A to USB Type C adapter, so you don't have to worry about which type of connection the end user has, right?
So those two, 20 and 40, are portable. So the 20 most, the 40 it could be inside the office, portable inside the office, and then the 60 stays at the room. The Sync 60 doesn't have a battery, so it has to go to the AC. It comes with a power adapter, so it remains at the table, and then you can daisy chain in 40 and 60. You can daisy chain two of them, so you can go to a bigger kind of conference room. Something additionally that the Sync 60 has is that the Sync 60 has a USB pass-through. So let's say you're using a USB camera, you can attach that to the Sync 60 and then just a single cable that goes into your laptop. This is the bring your own codec. You come to the room with your laptop, with your application that you want, you just attach a single cable and you get both. Two Sync 60s plus whatever USB camera you have attached to the system.
Excellent. And also, I was talking about the LED bar. So for the Sync 20, you can see it's like right about here. And for the Sync 40, it's different because it's more intended for maybe an office use. So the LED bar it's on both sides. So you can see here.
Battery high.
So
Phone one
around
connected.
here and around here, right? So everyone in the table can see the state of the call. If it's in mute or if it's someone it's calling, you can see the flashing green. This LED.
There is also I saw that you have the one with the Teams icon. So there you go. That's a Teams icon, and then I have the other one. So it's the same device in the end. One comes with the Microsoft Teams button in the system, and this is a different SKU. They both work with Microsoft Teams or any application, but the Teams version has a dedicated, among other things, but it has a dedicated button to switch to the app. Okay. Awesome.
So that's the Sync family. So if you have any doubts or if you see any potential clients for this type of product, just ask us and we can help you out with that. Right. Excellent. Fala.
Let's go to the room solutions now. So and something I'm gonna put now in the chat Can you share back the presentation, Diego?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So I just left you in the chat. There is a link. Of course, you have to be a Poly partner. You have to have access to the Poly partner portal. But we have a room configurator. We're gonna use the slides right now from the configurator that allows you to, this is a PowerPoint point tool. It's a very basic tool, but it allows you to guide your customers and your sales teams to know which solution is the best. You input room size, you input what platforms, plural, because it can be more than one, but if it's only Microsoft, guides you through it, Zoom guides you through it, as well as it's multi-platform, it's gonna tell you what's the best choice. So I just left the link in the chat. Of course, you have to join the Poly partner portal for that. So let's see. The first one um, is gonna be okay. So first, like the technologies, you're seeing now. I'm going back to the P15 right now, so you can understand a little bit more of the experience. So I'm not using the headset right now. I'm using the speakers from the device, something that you get in these devices. This is a technology from audio side and video side. So you're seeing here audio side, you get active noise canceling. The active noise cancellation and noise canceling microphones in the headsets allow you to filter the noise that it's going to bother the user of the headset as well as the participants in the meeting. But we also have technology in the rooms that we're going to see, like acoustic fence. So right now, I mean, it's a small home office, but if I enable the acoustic fence in the P15, if somebody is mowing the lawn on my right hand side, you're not going to hear that sound because the microphones are going to create like a fence. It's an invisible fence, but it's like only if you're in front of the device, not by the side or behind, you're going to see that audio coming through the system, as well as the technology from the camera. So group framing is something that we have in this. This is the P15, but we're going to see, for example, Studio USB as well. As you can see, the camera just going to go back to focus on the participants. This is group framing. It's just finding my face. Even if I don't talk, it's going to find me. But the beauty of these kind of solutions, and this is the P15 again, is that you can go up to and show something up on some screen, and then the participants are not tied to a sharing to spot. So the camera is going to find faces, and then it can be multiple faces, and it can frame all the participants in the best shot. That's group framing, and that's something that we have been doing for a while. But we also get speaker tracking, which is something that the P15 cannot do, but we're going to show you next some technology like the Studio USB, which can and then do the speaker tracking portion. The speaker tracking not only find the faces, but now see who's the talking face. Most of our competitors do group framing. That we know. Most competitors today do group framing, so they find faces. There are 4 people. It frames 4 people, but most of them cannot find who's the talking face between those. Our speaker tracking is going to kick in. You're going to see some videos later. It's going to find and then zoom into the participant that is speaking. And in an education environment, it's been a killer feature for education space because it can follow up the professor around. As you can see, this is the P15 is gonna find the face, but it cannot follow you around. That's something we have in Studio USB with a feature called presenter mode, which is gonna go around the room and just follow the professor all along. So something that we have been seeing in the market as well. Let's go to the first slide, Diego. And this is the tool I left in the chat. You can download the tool. It's a PowerPoint that you can input information. And then if you tell the tool that you're going to be using either a Zoom solution or Microsoft solution or any other solution, and it's a small conference room, it's going to point you to something called the Poly Studio USB. This is a device that you can put below the TV, on top of the TV, and you can have, in this case, a small conference room. We're going to see that we also used to USB in a medium conference room. But for a small conference room, we're talking about up to 4 participants in the table. This is a USB device connected to your laptop, so it doesn't matter the application that you're gonna be using in your laptop. We support Windows and Macintosh, so whatever platform you have there. It's a more powerful speaker, so this is a higher end solution than the P15 that I'm using right now. The Studio USB has two speakers, so it's stereo. It has a subwoofer embedded, so it's the audio it's more powerful with the dual speakers as well than even the P15 and most of our competitors. It has 6 microphones embedded, so it can do a medium room as well without any kind of issues. And it does support, if needed, an expansion microphones. It's a wired microphone that you attach to the Studio USB. Of course, the camera is a 4K, similar to the one that you're seeing right now. The main difference with the P15 is that it has 90-degree angle. You know, if I put a Studio USB, you're gonna see that it's the entire room. You're gonna see the entire room because it's a 120-degree view of the room. So this is very, very useful for, again, small conference room, any type of platform. When you use a room configurator, you're gonna see that if you select, multi-platform and a small conference room, it's gonna guide you through there, and it's gonna give you the part number that you're gonna then talk to your Incomex team to see quoting availability and so forth. And Diego, I don't know if we can see the next. Okay.
Okay, so next we'll have a pretty small demo. My mom happens to be an English teacher, so she's giving a class right now in the next room. So it's a live demo, if you can see it that way. And she's using a Poly Studio USB. So we are going to demonstrate without her knowing how this device works, right? So let me show you. We have here some meeting in which my mom is giving her class. And I will not introduce the audio because it will be a mess. So it's better if I help you with let me find my remote control. So this is the remote control for the Poly Studio, and you can have presets. Imagine in this type of scenario, you're a teacher and you have a different type of things in your classroom that you can support visually for your students, right? So maybe you have a TV in which you have some of I don't know, maybe some content. So here you can put any content you like. I was here. It was the first mistake of the demo. There was an image of this webinar. So okay, but for for the technology there. So but well, the presets, it was what I want to show you. So here is for example, you can open all of the image, and you can see how the Poly Studio has this enormous open wide camera, so you can see a lot of the class here, right? So now that the Poly Studio knows that my mom is a teacher, it begins to track her. So from if my mom moves, the camera moves. So the teacher can just forget about the equipment and the technology and Zoom or Teams or whatever, and just give her class, right? She's full concentrated in the information she's giving to her students, and not about if the camera is following her correctly, right? So even there, the camera just like maybe didn't know if my mom was there, and it just adjusted in maybe 2 seconds. So you can just see how this technology works. And as Rada said, if here is in a student or education environment, imagine in an office environment, right? I think it's easier, and the camera just works excellent, right?
This is awesome, Diego. And people may be wondering, how can you control from another room using the remote control? So the remote control from the Studio USB is Bluetooth. So this is live, real life, environment. It's by the side of Diego, and now he's taking control of the Studio USB.
Exactly. So here, for example, I can just stop using it and let my mom just keep his or continue his class, right? Excellent. Okay, let me get back to the presentation. Hope you like this demo. And perfect. So next, Well, we have this. It's the same type of device as Rada mentioned right now. The Poly Studio USB. All of these excellent characteristics and features. You have it here with this Poly Studio X30, but now it's an autonomous device. So it is Android based, and it's connected at all times to the network, and it can connect to Zoom or Teams using Zoom Rooms license or Microsoft Teams Room license, right? So you have this dedicated device for the meeting room, and it's always prepared to start a call, right? Uh, even if you are in Teams or Zoom, okay. And also you can make this device as the same as the Poly Studio USB. You can active this device mode, and you can just use the Poly X30 as a USB device, right? And forget about Teams or Zoom. If you maybe need to make a call from WebEx or from Google Meet, you can just connect the USB cable and use the Poly Studio X30 as a USB device, right? And the same thing here, as well I told you, this is the slide from the room configurator. So when you are configuring your meeting room, the file asks you if you are using Zoom or you're using Teams, or if you're using multi-platform solutions, right? For example, if you're using Teams, you will get this screen with the Poly Studio X30 mentioning that it's certified for Microsoft Teams. But if you're select Zoom, then it will give you this screen, which uh, let's well, it's clear that it's certified for Zoom also. Same features, same everything, but with the Zoom interface, right?
So something that we usually clarify here, it's just you dedicate the mode if it's either Zoom or if it's either Teams. It cannot be both. You can switch, but you're not gonna switch back and forth before every meeting. So let's ask the customer what's your main platform, because they say, yeah, we use both Teams and Zoom, but which one is the one that you're paying licensing for, which is the one that you have most of the meetings, and they sometimes say, hey, it's mainly Teams or it's mainly Zoom. So in that case, you put the device in this mode, you put it in Zoom mode, and it remains there. It does require a license from Zoom, of course. That's you're gonna get that from Zoom. Same way, if you put it in Teams, you're going to get that license from Teams as well. So from Microsoft in that case. So once that you have the device in Zoom mode, and Diego just explains this, just want to reinforce, how do you use another platform like WebEx? So the same way I'm using the P15 right now, connected USB to my laptop, that device X30 and X50 we're going to see next, it supports something called USB device mode. So the USB device mode allows you to connect any laptop with any platform that you have. It could be Google or it could be WebEx or whatever platform you have. Even if it's in Zoom mode, it's going to detect that somebody attached a USB cable into the Studio X, and then it's going to use the speakers and camera and microphones from the Studio X and the software running in the laptop. So it gives you best of both worlds. Your interface from Zoom in the system or Teams in the system, and then if you have a couple of calls from other platforms, you can take them as well.
Nice, excellent. So now we have the Poly Studio X50, and it's mainly the same as the X30, so, but it's intended for a bigger room size, right? So it can connect also to Zoom or and to Teams, and also do the device mode that Rada told you a moment ago. But for the bigger room, it has a lot of the microphones are more microphones, and they have more they can reach a lot longer, right? Also, it's certified for Teams and for Zoom, and that's it. And also the applications in the Poly TCA, they are like pretty like mobile like, so it is familiar to us using Teams or Zoom in this type of devices, right?
Right. So the TCA that comes in the bundle of the EX50, um, when you put it in Zoom mode, it's gonna restart and download the module for the TC8 and load the interface from Zoom there. If you put it in Teams, then it's gonna restart and then put the Teams interface in there. And the idea, what just Diego mentioned, it's the experience. The same color, same button, same. Actually, the application 100% done by Zoom or Microsoft. We only provide the hardware in those cases. So, and it's not any application that you can run in there. We don't give access for security purposes to the operating system behind the scenes, which is Android based, but it's a Poly operating system. And this is something that we work with the third party platforms. Like we go to Zoom, hey, you want to create this platform together? And they say yes, and then we create a solution, and it's supported by both Zoom and Poly as well. So some of our competitors sometimes do the reverse engineering approach, which doesn't give the best experience to the end user because you're using like a tablet software trying to do a room configurator and a room solution, and it's not desired. And another difference that I wanted to point there, as you can see in the screen, is the dual display that you have in the Studio X50 versus the Studio X30. So Studio X30, and the tool is going to guide you through it, smaller conference room. And in the case of the X50, is going to be for a medium kind of conference room. So just to have an idea of this room size, okay?
Excellent. Next, next we have a little demo. This is from the Zoom offices, and they are demoing just the Poly X50 that we just see, right? So let me see if you hear the audio. Radha, can you confirm it?
No, but it's not able.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Wait. Excellent. So let's run the video.
We have a Poly X50 in here with an actual touch display. So the cool thing about Huddle Spaces is I don't have to be in a Zoom meeting to take advantage of one. We'll show you what this is like in a Zoom meeting. However, in the meantime, if I just wanted to go in here, what are the 3 most common use cases people do in a conference room? Well, one, we actually just walk in, we do a whiteboard, right? Because that's something we always do. We use a lot within our environment here at Zoom. We have Zoom Phone as well. This is a large Zoom phone. So anytime you go into these spaces, we have Zoom Phone capabilities. And last but not least, we also share content. So those are the 3 primary use cases. We have a very powerful microphone in this X50. So I'm going to go ahead and dial my cell phone. And the cool thing here is just like that, I could dial someone's cellular device over here or an audio bridge to walk into the room. And in the course of keeping it safe, I have over here the ability to just simply walk in and start my meeting over here on the fly. So I can come in here and say, hello, Zoom, start my meeting.
Do you want to join the meeting?
Yes.
Starting the meeting.
Now, how cool is that? Voice commands native right here on the actual device itself, and I can simply create their call with the X50.
Excellent. So that's the X50, as we just saw. It's a pretty versatile device, and also you can see all of the capabilities of the Zoom application that both Zoom and Poly are working to get better, right?
That demo was a live webinar that I think if you want to watch the entire recording, it's available. We also have them in YouTube. That was presented from the Zoom team directly from their offices, and then they show up all the spaces. We have 2 that we're going to show here: the X50 that you just saw, and then we have a classroom environment with the X70, and everything there in that video it's Zoom provided. So it's the software is from Zoom. The touch screen, it's a third-party app, a touch screen, but it's only the Studio X50 doing everything, running the Zoom software, and then you can make phone calls. Of course, you need licensing, and it's not covered in all the countries yet. but that's something that they do provide. And then everything else, the interface, everything is touch based, and you can pull participants and start a meeting and add more participants and everything from just having the Studio X50 and the touch screen, of course, with the Zoom license as well in the system.
Excellent.
All right, so what happens if in the tool you put a bigger room? Because we just saw small and medium, that's fine, up to 6 participants and up to 6 meters approximately. It's called a medium room. What happens if the customer says, I need 12 participants or something like that? So now we go to the tool gives you even the part numbers and everything that you need to quote. Of course, you might need more integration from third party, but that's something that we can, or Incomex team can guide you through. But the tool gives you um, an idea of how to set up that room. So here in the image we have a Studio E70. It's a new camera that we have. It's actually a dual lens camera, something similar to what you get in an iPhone, that it has, or any smartphone nowadays that has like 3 different cameras. So it knows what's the best view. If you are talking from the first chair closer to the screen, it's gonna use the wide angle lens, because you're gonna be seeing, you're very close to the camera. But if we are talking from far away, and you can be 7 meters away from the camera without any issues, and then the camera is going to switch to the tele lens. It's going to fade in the video between the cameras, and then you're going to see the participant talking from 7-8 meters away, and it's going to zoom into the participant. So this is the Poly Studio E70. It's a new device we just introduced in the market. And an additional component here in this scenario, it's a G7500. The G7500 is like the big brother from the Studio X family. Big brother because it runs the same engine. It's a Poly OS based on Android. It runs the Zoom client natively. It doesn't run the Microsoft Teams client yet, but it does run the Zoom client, and then it does everything else that you saw in the previous video. But of course, it's a modular device, because here you need to select the Studio E70 as the camera, and then select something for the audio. The Studio X is more all-in-one, everything is embedded, and a single device. You cannot always do that for all rooms. So here it's a modular version. It's a G7500, and for audio you're going to use a Trio C60 speakers and microphones, and this gives you the entire solution. This is for the ones that know, this is a video conferencing SIP and H.323, as well as it can run Zoom if you want, and hopefully finally this year it can run the Teams client. Right now it's in beta, so you can actually test it, but it's not launched yet. It should be later this year. Next. And what happens if you don't want all the cabling and modular kind of solution, because you want something simpler? But it's not a small room. This is a maybe 10 participant kind of conference room. What do you do? Or maybe a classroom. We just launched the Studio X70, and the Studio X70, it also has the same dual lens from the Studio E70 we just showed. So it has a tele lens. It's the participant, it's far away, it's going to switch to that. If it's close, it's going to use the wide angle lens. It comes with a bundle with a TC8, and these 2 devices is all you need. You run the Zoom client inside the device. Of course, you can run poly mode, and in a not so near future, Teams has been also work with Microsoft. Right now, you cannot run the Teams client, but you can run the Zoom client today inside the device. And you're going to see next the video of shown by the Zoom team, or how you can do a classroom with just a touch screen plus a Studio X70, and then you can have, I don't know, 20 participants in that classroom, and no ceiling mics, no table mics, no speakers in the ceiling, no nothing. Everything is embedded in this one kind of all-in-one solution called the Studio X70.
Rather, I just saw that Roderick
Oh,
from
yes.
Caritage is wants to make a question. So I will open the microphone for you, Roderick.
You have to mute. Can you mute?
Yeah, you're.
Or you can chat the question as well as you prefer.
Yeah, maybe if you can, if you want to just put in the chat, we can just answer the question there, or you can wait till the end and we can just open all of the mics and do a round of Q&A, right? Excellent, Rana.
Okay. All right. All right. So this again, this is the Studio X70. So it completes the family of Studio X. You have the 30 for small rooms, the X50 for medium rooms, and now you have the X70 for large conference rooms. All kind of all-in-one solutions, more powerful speakers here, of course, and a camera that is more advanced than the X50, that it's gonna go all the way up to 7 meters and zoom into a participant, and even a little bit more, but of course, it's not gonna zoom into the face more than 7 meters away. But it's a perfect solution that completes the family from Studio X. And I think next as we're gonna see the video, Diego, of the awesome. Let's show the video. This is a video from as well from the Zoom webinar done from Zoom offices, and then they are uh, creating a classroom environment using the X70. Let's show it.
Excellent. Also a highlight you can just see it's the powered microphone, so just keep a look at that. And that's right.
So we're going to take you over here to what we've developed, which is our hybrid learning environment, or you call it a classroom. Now, this is built not just on our expertise for Zoom rooms, but this actually was built listening to a lot of our customers. And we had a lot of interesting feedback that we received. For example, instructors said during the pandemic, they were anchored in place because all students were remote, right? Whether it was K through 12 university or enterprises. Well, the instructor said, once we open back up again, we no longer want to be anchored. We actually want to be mobile in these environments. So what we're told right off the bat is students want to see fellow classmates or fellow students in a training environment just the same way they would when they're in the classroom. So what we've done here is we put this over here. This device is an X70 and the actual screen at a 45-degree angle, which you're going to see in a second here allows you guys, the home students, to be able to see everybody, the instructor and the students at the same time. Very powerful what I could do there. Also, this basically over here is an LG touch display running the X70. And the cool thing here is we know there's a lot of touch displays already in learning hybrid environments, but this is the key takeaway. All we have here is power and network. You're not going to see a rack full of AV equipment over here because we don't need ceiling microphones and ceiling speakers, right? And a bunch of advanced AV. We don't need multiple cameras. Now, this is a 40 by 40 room. If you do have a large auditorium, then yes, you would go that route. But watch what we could do with this. All right. So now I'm in the actual classroom. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my headset over here so you guys can hear me. So I'm now using the microphone that's in that bar. And the cool thing here is, again, if I'm an instructor, I could be up at the podium. I could see you guys remotely as well as my fellow students over here. The most important thing you're going to see in this over here is I can move freely. And I'm not really, I don't have anything really in my hands right now. So I can come over here and talk to Luca, Christina, or Anthony. And you guys are hearing everything I'm hearing over there. Sorry, everything I'm saying. And if I walk all the way to the back of the room, I could go all the way to the back over here, which is 40 feet back. Now, I don't have any lapel mics or any ceiling microphones. It's just that X70 bar is all we have here. And I could even turn my back and look at the traffic over here. And that right there is one of the most important things you're going to do in a learning environment. The audio has to be nailed. This is a very powerful solution just with the Poly X70 device, a touch display, and that's all you need in the classroom.
Awesome. So just summarizing what you saw there, it's was a real life webinar. You can see the entire webinar on our partner portal, as well as some of the videos at the YouTube our YouTube page. So and there is another one video that they even attach a camera that is a document camera. It's a third-party document camera you attach to the Studio X70, and then you can also do that, use that for a classroom environment. So again, it's just the screen that the Studio X70, the software from Zoom, and then maybe if you need a document camera, and off you go. She went all the way to the back of the room, and no lapel mics or no additional mics were required, only the Studio X70.
And also a point that the touchscreen, the combo Poly video bar and the touchscreen is all you need. You can control everything from the screen, and you just don't worry about any other equipment that's in a table or whatever. And also, this is in a sorry, Rob.
No, people might wonder how do you attach that touch screen that we have just mentioned several times. It's a USB cable, and so there's a USB port in the back of the Studio X that you attach to the LG or whatever touch screen that you have, and then it becomes touch interface for just with the X70. You don't need an additional device. Go ahead, yeah.
Exactly. And this is from in the large scale, in a training room scale. But if you go like to a smaller scale, you can put an X30 with a small touchscreen. So I was talking earlier with Radames, and I was telling him to put an X30 there on top of that touchscreen and just demo all of the Zoom and Teams capabilities, right? And it's the
Coming
same,
soon.
just in a smaller scale, right?
Right. Coming soon, the demo, so don't worry about it. And there's a video they did as well from the Zoom offices. There is a lobby with a touch screen with the X30, and that's the lobby. And you just connect it there, and you just talk to the receptionist over video.
They call it a virtual receptionist or something, right?
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
Perfect. So excellent. So I don't think, okay, let's continue with the Poly. These are kits just for Microsoft Teams Room, and they are based on Windows. So there's a PC involved, and it's a modular type of system. But I will first show you a video about these kits and all of the Microsoft and Poly relationship, and then we will see all the products, right?
Work has changed forever. Remote work has forced us to learn how to become video conferencing experts, making ourselves look and sound as professional as possible in our home environments. We've learned firsthand that the experience matters and that video conferencing needs to be equal for everyone. No matter what room size, focus, small, medium, or large, Poly Studio Room Kits for Microsoft Teams rooms offer exceptional audio and video for your most productive and focused calls ever. Organizations must ensure the collaborative connections we've been experiencing at home are continued and improved in the office. So, how will this be done? Having collaboration technology for groups is no longer enough. You need intuitive solutions for employees and associates to communicate and collaborate equitably from anywhere. Cutting-edge technology, such as Poly Director AI, intelligently frames and tracks active speakers with pinpoint accuracy and smooth transitions between speakers, so everyone feels connected and empowered. Be confident your conversation is always received loud and clear with audio technologies like Acoustic Fence that limits background sound from entering your team's audio stream, and Noise Block AI that minimizes clicking keyboards and adorable but distracting pets in work-at-home environments. From focus to large meeting rooms, Poly Studio Kits for Microsoft Teams rooms, available on Windows and Android, make working from anywhere equal from everywhere. Choose your Poly Microsoft Teams Rooms kit today.
Excellent. So here we are going to talk about only the Windows-based one, because we talked about the Android ones. But here we have the summary of this video, which are the in the top part you have the focus room kit. Well, the kit for Windows-based. So this is the focus room kit for the small room, the very small room. Then for the small to medium room, we have the kit with the Poly Studio USB. You saw the capability of this camera, and also for the medium room. So this camera just has this dual function, right? And for the big room, the large room, sorry, you can pick this large room kit, which has the Poly E70 camera, which Rada just told you about, this double lens thing, which knows where you are and picks the right type of lens for the
Something
people.
that something that you see in that image that I want to just clarify. It's in the lower portion, the Android base. We already talked about the Studio X. It comes with a TC8 tablet. The one in the top, it's something different. It's called GC8. So it's for a Windows device. The one in the bottom is for an Android device. You cannot switch them back and forth. So the kits that we're gonna explain here, that Diego was gonna explain, they come with a GC8. It's an entirely different solution than the TCA that you just saw for the Studio X. Even though you see the same interface, it's the Microsoft interface, but it's different device. Go ahead, Diego.
Excellent, excellent. So let's go from oh, sorry about the Spanish there, but let's just focus on the images here. We have the focus room kit, which is for a room this type of big, and it has this Poly P15 camera, which Radamés showed us in his office, right? So it has group framing, and if there are two people in the room, the P15 can focus both, right? If we jump to the small medium room kit, this has the Poly Studio USB camera, and you can just get more people in the room, right? And you can go from this 6 to maybe 8 or 10, depending on the depth of the meeting room. But Poly Studio just can adapt to a small to almost big room, right? And for the large room, we have the Poly Studio E70, which is intended for a bigger room size. So you can be confident that you will be seen and heard, even if you are at the back of the meeting room, right? And also, well, this has the director AI thing that was told in the video. So it intelligently knows where to focus or who is talking in the room. And if two people are talking, it makes a split screen in the center. So it's always looking what is happening in the meeting room, right?
All right. So how do you create these bundles? Because we have a SKU, or we have a SKU for all the video components. So it comes with a GC8. It comes with a fiber optic cable. It's a long USB fiber optic cable that goes from the GC8 in to the computer behind the scenes. Then we have another SKU for the computer, because we allow you to choose. You want the Lenovo version or you want the Dell version. This all comes from Poly, from Intcomex. You don't need to be a Dell partner or Lenovo partner. You don't need to call support from Lenovo or Dell. Poly is going to support the entire solution. We are just breaking up. In the past, it was a single SKU, and it was only Lenovo. In this new scenario of the room kits, we have a SKU for the camera plus the GC8 plus the optical cable, and then an additional SKU for the PC that you prefer, either Lenovo or Dell. Both PCs go behind the TV, so you don't see the TV, the PC going. It's not going to be sitting there at the desk. It's going to be behind the scenes, behind the TV usually, and then a single optical cable that goes all the way to the GC8, which is going to be seen in the table. The GC8 has an input, an HDMI input. So if you want to share content, of course, Microsoft recommends doing wireless. But if you want to use an HDMI, the HDMI goes to the GC8. So it's the GC8 is a single component that you can attach all the devices, audio and video devices, to that GC8, like the Trio C60 you see there. It also attaches to the GC8. So it's a simpler cabling solution. And then it goes all audio and video and control over a single USB optical cable. We have 10 meters, 25 and 40 meters cable as well. Okay. It doesn't have to be a Trio C60. Any Microsoft certified DSP, you can attach to a Poly large room kit. It doesn't come with any other option. You either need to add a sync device or a couple of Sync 60 devices, a Trio C60 or a couple of Trio C60s, depending on the room size, or then you go with Shure by AMP or QSC, which are the DSPs that Microsoft has certified. Okay, it has to be certified. It's not any Lenovo, it's not any Dell. It's the one that we created in these kits, the one that are Microsoft certified. So we make it very easy for you. It's in the tool. So if you select Microsoft Teams large room, you're going to get Windows based. You're going to get the SKUs to code this as well.
And
Next.
worth mentioning that we have all of these kits on available now. Just the large room kit, it's still pending, but we have the focus room kit, small medium room kit, both options of PC, both Dell and Lenovo. We have some, I think, some trios and syncs, so we can just create the whole solution. And if you need something or you know any potential client, just ask us and we can help, right?
Everything that we just showed here, except for the Studio A70, which we run out of the stock right now in Incomex, we have. So the headsets, the syncs, the P15, the P5, the Studio X70, even the Studio X70, we have even coming stock soon. So it's available. The only one is the Studio A70, which is a longer period that we get a lot more stuff coming back to stock again, and the large room kit as well, because
So
of the A70.
feel free to ask and we can. Here is Leonardo Almeida, which maybe a lot of you know. So he can just keep informed you about the stock that we have and the new products coming, right?
So now we invite you to be a Poly partner. I think some of you already are, most of you already are. I've seen some familiar names here. So, but if you are not, please go to partners.poly.com and then you can register as a partner. The process is automatically done online. And then there are benefits. We have demo discount prices. You have the demo discount prices for you to have a demo of a Studio X70. You can buy it using demo pricing. So we get a higher discount for you to show off the devices, as well as syncs and headsets. Deal registration. If you have a project, you can deal register your project, so we can protect our partner when you bring the project to us, to Poly, and then you register your deal there, and you get an 8% discount, just to protect your business as well. Okay. There is a minimum requirement for this deal registration. Is $20,000 MSRP. It's not cost, it's MSRP of video and voice devices, and on headset and speaker is just 50 or more. You can deal register your deal and we will protect you. Okay, so please register at partners.poly.com, and the tool that we have just used that I put in the chat, it's as well available for Poly partners. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so let's talk about the team that you can that will give you support to anything about Poly. So at Incomex, it's even Leonardo Almeida, which is here in the call, and also me as a product manager. So you can just ask whatever you need. If you have doubts of a type of solution, I can help in team with Leo, and we just give the perfect solution for your client, right? And well, all of the Caribbean is covered. And from the Poly side, it's also, well, here Radames, of course, and it's Diego Castro, which is the territory manager for Central America and the Caribbean at Poly, and Beatriz Miranda, which is the inside channel account manager for Central America and the Caribbean also, and she will help you with anything about Poly, right? Promotions, and if you need any information or if you need a presentation with an end user, she can help you with that, right? But you have to be registered as a Poly partner. That's the only requirement. Excellent. Well, thank you for coming first, and we will open now the microphones so you can
You
ask
can send
some
it through
questions.
chat. You can. There we have Roderick. I think we have to open the mics.
I think it is open, Roderick. Just try to unmute yourself.
Do we need to make him presenter maybe?
Yeah. Okay, I will start. So,
Can you
Roderick.
try now, Roderick?
I know Roderick wants to say a few words.
Hi.
I'm asking, Roderick, this is your time for the speech.
The speech is too long. Way too long. Way too long. So we need to catch up, Radamez, really. The E70.
Yes.
What I wanted to find out, the lighting, is lighting a determining factor with the E70 functionality versus, for example, the Eagle-Eye Director?
Sorry, can you, which feature from the E70 you mentioned?
Lighting. Will lighting be a huge factor
Oh,
for the
yes.
E70?
Yes, of course, as well as the Eagle Eye Director 2. Light, illumination is everything, let me show you.
Yes.
I have two, see here,